I'm excited. For the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been roaming around town trying to find the perfect pallet. You can see I've brought a stack home already, but it's not the perfect pallet. This morning, I found the perfect pallet. It's a virgin. It's going to be exactly what I need for my next project. There, you see, it doesn't take long to rip down a pallet and make it into a pile of usable timber. Now this stuff has been around longer than the internet, and I used it something like 20 years ago. Hang on, I think the internet was around then. Maybe it was 30 years ago. I built a boat. And it was a race boat, very lightweight, built as light as possible, and that thing used to do 70 miles an hour on water, and it held together using this stuff. So I'm totally happy to use it for this project. It's an expanding glue. You will see in a few minutes just how awesome this stuff is when it starts doing its job. It takes 3 hours to set. You can buy the fast version that sets in 1 hour, but I've been told that it's not as good as the 3 hour stuff. So here we are with the 3 hour stuff, making sure that I've got some on everywhere. I've actually put a little bit too much on here, but it doesn't matter, because it's cheap. Here we go. And then we just mate these two to... Oh, can you say mate on YouTube? We're going to introduce these two together. And we're going to clamp them up, lots of clamps. And we're going to leave that for 3 hours, because in 3 hours it'll look like this. Right, well, it's about now that the more astute of you will know what it is that I'm working on, and you'll be able to figure out what I might be building, and you might figure out that it's not an aeroplane. Could be a gyrocopter. style of video where Stu doesn't talk all the way through it. What do you think of it so far? So, these are the bits, these are the parts, the components. And this is the hole in the end of one of the bits. It's a big hole. And this, well, this is the bit that holds the power force. And it has to be adjustable, so this long hole has to be cut down the middle of it. You'll see why in a minute. I have a friend who found an old drill and a bucket of rainwater behind a shed. So I'm refurbishing it to make it work so that I can drill this long hole, but it's not the right diameter, it's not big enough. So that's why I've had to split the piece of wood. And I'm going to drill a pilot hole down the middle, and then I'm going to hand carve the rest of it to get it out to the right size. It really does make the most satisfying choveling sound. pieces of cardboard were put inside to fill up the gap that was taken by the saw cut that had to be put in to separate the piece into two pieces so I could get inside it to cut it out to the right size. It seemed necessary when I did it, but now sitting here looking at the video, I think it was a waste of time. But it means I get to use more of that awesome glue. Once the glue's dry, all it remains to do is varnish it up and make it look pretty, and then assemble all of these pieces together into the device. So in just a moment you'll figure out what it is I'm building, and in the next video you get to see how I turn it into a usable, useful piece of kit. It's not going to be a step-by-step, exactly here's all the measurements, here's where I bought everything kind of a thing. This is just going to be a show and tell. I'm going to show you roughly what I did, and if you're interested, either figure it out for yourselves or ask me in the questions.